All right, my friends, in this training video, I'd like to give you a small walkthrough of ProPresenter, which is a software that we use to run our presentations in the church. First off, I'm going to go ahead and just quit. And then once again, I'd like to show you the ProPresenter icon is right there. It's this orange icon at the bottom of the screen. This is ProPresenter. We definitely want to start that up at the beginning of the program. And when we start that up, sometimes it may come on both screens, sometimes it'll just come on one. So right now, this is the ProPresenter software. And ProPresenter is what we use to display hymns and also videos and other presentations as long as we've downloaded the videos. It allows very smooth transition. So we like ProPresenter. It also helps us display Bible verses. So in order to actually activate it or turn on the screen, we need to press the audience button, which is located up here. There's an audience button and a stage button. We don't use a stage monitor, we only use an audience button. So once we turn that on, guess what? The screen went black. That's because we're actually presenting in ProPresenter. Hitting that X button will turn off. So it's equivalent of turning this off as well. So you can turn it off there, or you can turn it off down here. Now we'll turn it back on, and that is what it looks like when there are no backgrounds selected. Down below, we have a number of backgrounds that we can display. So there are some moving clouds. There are some other moving clouds. And these are all video backgrounds. We have video backgrounds and still images. So I've tried to group them together. Let's see if I can get a good close-up. Okay, so we have video backgrounds. We have still backgrounds, so these are just still images. We have some other images, so these aren't necessarily ones that I recommend for backgrounds. These are images that we use to put up. They're not images that I would put up as backgrounds for hymns, and that's the difference here. So these video backgrounds and still backgrounds are backgrounds that we can use for when we want to put up hymns and text. Stock images is just, nice image backgrounds that we frequently use. We've got pictures, and that's sometimes those are used just very quickly. When someone shares a picture with us, in order to show it on the screen, we can just put it in the pictures folder. And here is a folder where we put videos that we've downloaded in order to play the videos, like the children's story video, the children's story song video that we play every Saturday. All right, so there's that video is playing. Anyway, so those are our backgrounds there. So we've got the videos, backgrounds, still image backgrounds, and then we've got our pictures and our videos. Now, let's say you wanted to just clear the background. You could clear it here. You could either select another background, or you could press this icon here, and then the video or still image goes away. But the screen is still turned on. All we did was clear it, so we didn't turn off the screen. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. We'll go ahead and pick a still background. Okay, we'll just go with that one for now. In order to put hymns on, which is one of the most important things, we need to use the hymn or hymnario playlist. So here is hymnario, and we've got just about all of our hymns. You can search them by number, or you can also search them by name. I'm not sure if it'll come up if you do a search for contents of the hymn, but you can try. So you can just search them up, hymn 1, 2, 3, and then there it goes, hymn 1, 2, 3. Or you can search, Cristo, and it'll start searching, of course, for every hymn that has Cristo in the name. Let's say Solo Cristo, there we are. And of course, once you click on this first slide, then immediately that puts the words on the screen. When I click on this slide, it puts the words on the screen. I can also use the left and the right arrows on the keyboard in order to move forward and backward through the song presentation. All right, so again, I can select another hymn. It's not going to change anything that's on the screen. It's not until I go here and click Now that hymn is on. And now I can use left and right in order to navigate through the different verses. In this window, the orange box lets you know which verse is currently on the screen. So this lets you know, one more, boom, now that one's on. Now let's say we don't want to clear the whole screen, like we want to keep the background, we just want to make the letters go away. Then you click on this here, which is clear slide. That clears the letters, but leaves the background. This one right here is the one that clears the background or all media. All right. Now, these other playlists here that we have. So we have El Himnario, which is all our new hymns. We have Himnario Antiguo, and I've only got one hymn in there right now. So there's not a lot of people that have asked, but if I have to create it, usually this is where I'll store it. So we try not to sing right from El Himnario Antiguo. We just usually sing from El Himnario Nuevo. But if we do have to put one in there, you know, because let's say somebody wants to sing one of those hymns, then this is where you can find it. If it's not there, that means that we'll need to create it, and I can show you that on another video. There's miscellaneous. In miscellaneous, it is what it sounds like. There's just some miscellaneous videos, so sometimes people want an announcement. So there is a slide for an announcement. There is a children's story background, that's just our default, or special music. Sometimes have asked me to make a presentation for them. So if you need to make a presentation impromptu for somebody, you can do it here, and the way you can go to miscellaneous, and then you can just hit the plus sign, and then hit new presentation. That's one way to do it, and then you just select a name, and then you can just go ahead and hit new, and that creates the presentation, and then you can hit edit, and then you can start editing it, right? If you need to make a presentation for somebody. The easiest way though, let's say you need to make a corito or something like that for somebody, is you can actually just right click and then hit duplicate. And now we have another slide. Now normally I would do that on maybe something like this, like, you know, let's say if we're in coritos, here we go. Right, so that one is un corito that's already got lyrics, and they're already the right font size for the screen and all of that. So this is where usually, I would come and duplicate. And then I would rename this to whatever the new song name is. And then I can go ahead and click edit, and then we can start changing that to the new song. So on and so forth. And then you can just go down the slides, and you can copy paste your lyrics if you're putting together a new song from the internet. That is how you can add something impromptu. Now, if you were actually just going to show, let's say, pictures on a slide, like this one here, then all you would need to do is just copy and paste your pictures, or drag your pictures over. The first thing we would need to do actually is turn off Stage Manager. Our Stage Manager is just something that helps us to focus and keeps only one program window in. But let's say you had pictures that somebody sent you, let's say like 5 pictures to show on the screen. Then you can download all the pictures, right? Well, let's go to this folder here. Sure, let's go here. Okay, so then you can go here, and there's one picture, and then there's another, and then there's another, and then there's another. So if someone gave you 5 pictures and said, here, can you please put these on the screen for children's story or for my sermon? That's a way that you can quickly put together a presentation, and now all the videos are there to be shown on the screen, and it didn't take away, or it didn't take you too much time. All right. Another important thing about ProPresenter, of course, is Bible. So we use this to show Bible verses. So let's go over here. Let's clear this. You don't actually need to clear it when you're going to do Bible verses. Clearing is just for when you want to clear the letters. But the Bible is actually right here. So you've got show, which is where you can show anything in your playlist. And then you've got edit, which is where you can edit your slides. If you go show, it takes you right back. We're not really utilizing this feature, so don't even worry about it for now. And then Bible, which is the one that we use. So Bible, you can go to the lookup. You can click on the drop-down arrow, pick your Bible book, pick your chapter, pick your verse, and then there comes a verse. When you click on that slide, the verse goes up on the screen. And it's as simple as that. Now, let's say that you don't know how many verses they're going to read. What I will normally do, if someone gives me a verse, I'll select the verse, put it, and then I'll just do this. I'll click the next verse button down here at the bottom. And what it does is it pulls up the next verse. So if they start reading and they want to see the next verse, now you've got it up and all you have to do is click on it. If you notice that they're still reading, you can very quickly click on this button a few times and it'll get you the next few verses. If you need to go back, same thing. And if I hit the back arrow, now it gave me the verse before the previous verse. In addition to clicking through this list, you can actually just go into the search menu here and type the name of the book. Whoops. So let's say Job 1, 2. Enter, and there it is, Job 1, 2. So once again, you can either type if you're a fast typer and an accurate typer, or you can click and look for the verse that you need. You can use this in order to pull additional verses, and you can click to bring the verse on the screen. And then if you wanted to clear the verse, you can again just clear the lines and the verse goes away. And if you had a background selected, it would put back the background. So we have that background. Now I put a verse. Now I'm done with the verse. I'll go ahead and click clear slide. And now the verse went away. One of the things you might notice is that when I'm in the audio booth, when I put up a verse, the verse will go away, but the background will stay. So what I do for that actually is I'll go to stock images and I'll select basically the same background as the Bible verse background, which is this one here. So now that that's my background, now that I've got my Bible verses up, when I go ahead and hit clear, what happens is the verse goes away, but the background stays. So anyway, that is a pretty in-depth, I think, look at least how we use ProPresenter. Oh, you know what? There's actually one more thing, or a few more things I'd like to show you. And that is essentially important for if you're doing audiovisual on one of those rare occasions where we have English speakers in the audience and they want us to show the Bible verses in English and Spanish, or if we are doing audiovisual for ESL, right? So we can actually change this theme and actually set it up so that you can see the Bible verse in English and in Spanish. So let me show you how to do that. So what you do is you're gonna have to go up here and you're gonna have to click on Options, and you're gonna click on Theme. And then you're gonna click on Bilingual. And then you're gonna click on this slide here. Now once you've done that, you can just click on this blank space for that to go away. So now we've got our bilingual slide, but we actually have to set it up. So there's one more step, and that's hitting plus here. And now you can add a second Bible version. So now we've got Reina Valera 1960. That's the one that I normally use. And then we've got American Standard Version or King James Version, whichever one you think works is best. That's fine. And now we want to make sure that we line these up. So verse tells you where the verse is displayed, and reference tells you where the reference is displayed. So we just want to match this up. So this is Spanish and this is English. So this should actually say Spanish text. This should say English text. That should say Spanish reference, and it does. And then this should say English reference. And when you do that, now we've got Spanish in yellow, and now we've got English in white. Make sense? I hope so. So when we click on this, now we've got that background. So it's very basic, but at least that is a good way to do bilingual display for now. I haven't designed anything nicer. And then if we need to go back, again, we'll go to themes. We'll hit this back arrow. We'll go to our Bible background. And again, we'll choose scripture, the one with the red line in it. We'll click off. And now we've got to make sure that we remove that other option. Otherwise, our Bible doesn't show up in the right, our Bible verses doesn't show up in the right place. And then the other thing that we need to do is, again, we need to select our verse. And so our text is here, and our reference is reference. And now our verse will appear in the right spot, and our text will appear, or our text will appear in the right spot, and our reference will appear in the right spot. If you have any other questions on that or on anything else that I've showed you in the video, feel free to just ask me and I'll be happy to expound some more.